Okay, so are you ready to dive into the world of luxury watches and jewelry?
I am ready.
All right, because we're going to be talking about how to become an import-export specialist.
That sounds great.
All right, so we've got some great resources here. We've got career guides. We've got interview tips. We've even got some info on AI tools that can help.
It sounds like we're going to cover a lot.
We're going to cover a lot. So our mission here is to really help you nail that interview and step into this career.
The very glamorous career.
Yes, very glamorous, very high stakes.
High stakes, high reward.
Absolutely.
Here.
So let's get started. The career guide mentions that you need to have a few things, a blend of meticulousness negotiation skills and a deep understanding of customs procedures.
It really is a global role, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
You are the one making sure that these pieces get from point A to point B, from the supplier to the customer.
Right. And it's not just, about loving watches. You have to have this analytical side to you.
Absolutely. And you have to love logistics, I think, as well.
Yes, definitely. So let's jump into some of these interview questions. I think that's what people are really here for.
Sure.
The first one is, can you explain your experience in handling customs documentation?
Ah, that's a good one. So this is where you really prove that you are a detail-oriented professional.
Right, because you can't just say, yeah, I filled out forms.
No.
You've got to go deeper than that.
Exactly. So you really want to be able to prove to the interviewer that you understand the customs regulations, you understand the specific documents required for each shipment.
Okay, so give me an example.
Okay, so let's say, for example, you had a really complex customs situation and you were able to navigate it successfully.
Okay, so like maybe you caught an error that saved the company money, or you streamlined a process.
Exactly.
Because a quantifiable result.
Exactly. You really need to be able to quantify those results.
I've heard that RoleCatcher can help with this.
Oh, absolutely.
They can really tailor your answers.
So RoleCatcher can actually analyze the job description, and it can identify the keywords that highlight the skills that that employer is looking for.
Oh, wow.
And it can also help you quantify your achievements in a way that resonates with their metrics.
That's incredible.
It is really helpful.
Okay, let's move on to question number 2.
Yeah.
What is your experience in negotiating freight rates with carriers?
Ooh, this is where those negotiation skills really come into play.
Ah.
The interviewer wants to know if you understand the factors influencing shipping costs, things like weight, distance, mode of transport, even insurance.
So you're not just haggling.
Exactly.
You're thinking strategically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You really need to demonstrate that you understand the bigger picture and you are thinking strategically.
Okay.
So have you ever negotiated a contract that saved the company a significant amount of money?
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe you found a creative solution to expedite a shipment without increasing costs.
Oh, that's good.
Those are the stories that are going to make you stand out.
So RoleCatcher can also help us fine-tune these answers.
It can analyze your response, and then it suggests improvements based on industry best practices and those specific keywords that we talked about before.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's really like having a personalized interview coach in your pocket.
That's fantastic. I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, question number 3. This one sounds pretty serious. How do you ensure compliance with trade regulations and laws?
It is a serious one.
Yeah.
Because the luxury goods industry is heavily regulated and compliance is non-negotiable.
Right.
So they're really assessing your commitment to ethical and legal practices.
Okay, so how do we prove that we're on top of things?
So you want to mention specific resources that you use to stay updated.
Give me an example.
Trade publications, government websites, professional organizations.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you attended a recent seminar on new export regulations, or you have a certification in customs compliance.
So it's showing that you're proactive.
Exactly. It's not just about knowing the rules, it's about demonstrating that you are dedicated to staying informed.
I like it. And RoleCatcher can help with this too.
It can. Its database has a vast library of industry resources.
Really?
So that includes up-to-date information on all the relevant regulations.
Okay.
And it can also suggest ways to weave this knowledge into your answers.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they're more impactful.
I love that. Okay, question number 4. This one takes us into the world of global collaboration. Can you describe your experience working with suppliers and vendors in different countries?
Ah, yes. The luxury goods supply chain, it's truly global.
It is.
So you're going to be interacting with people from all over the world.
For sure.
So cultural sensitivity and strong communication skills are absolutely essential.
Yes, so what kind of experiences should we be highlighting here?
So think of specific instances where you have successfully navigated cultural differences.
Okay.
Maybe you learned basic phrases in another language to help you build rapport,
Oh, that's a good one.
or you adapted your communication style to suit a different cultural context, or maybe you successfully mediated a misunderstanding between international partners.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's all about showcasing your adaptability and your ability to build strong relationships across borders.
I love that. And I'm sure RoleCatcher can help us, analyze those cultural nuances mentioned in the job description.
It can, and then it can suggest how to highlight relevant experiences in your responses.
Oh, wow. This is amazing. RoleCatcher really is like a secret weapon.
It is a very valuable tool.
All right, question number 5. Can you describe a time when you had to resolve a shipment delay or other logistics issue?
The classic challenge question.
I was waiting for this one.
Because in this industry, things don't always go smoothly.
They don't.
You have delays, you have customs holds, you have unforeseen circumstances. It's all part of the game.
Yep.
And they want to see your problem-solving skills in action.
Okay, so we need to show that we can stay calm.
Exactly. You need to stay calm under pressure, you need to find solutions, and you want to use the STAR method.
Okay, tell me more about the STAR method.
Okay, so STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, Result.
Okay.
So you're going to briefly describe the problem, your role in addressing it, the specific actions that you took, and then the positive outcome that you achieved.
Love it.
It's not just about fixing the issue, it's about demonstrating your initiative, your resourcefulness, and your resilience.
Okay. And RoleCatcher can help structure these STAR responses.
You bet. It can analyze your response, it can ensure that you've covered all the key elements of the STAR method,
Perfect.
and it can even suggest ways to quantify the impact of your actions.
Oh, what? So it makes your answer more compelling?
Exactly.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've dissected those interview questions and really shown how RoleCatcher can help tailor responses.
It's a really fantastic tool.
It is. But before we wrap up, let's talk a little bit about the work environment,
Yes.
because it sounds pretty intense from what I've read.
It can be. It's fast-paced, it's high pressure. You're dealing with tight deadlines, demanding clients, and, intricate logistics.
Right.
But that's what makes it so rewarding. The challenges are real, but the opportunities are too.
Right, so you really have to love the thrill of this constantly evolving landscape.
Absolutely. And that brings us to a question for you to think about.
Okay, hit me.
Think about a time when you successfully handled a high-pressure situation. What skills did you use, and what did you learn from that experience?
That's a great question. We'll delve deeper into that and more interview questions in the next segment.
Sounds great.
Stay tuned.
So before the break, we were talking about high-pressure situations.
Right, those situations where you really had to think on your feet.
Exactly, and that actually brings us to our next interview question.
Okay, perfect.
This one often comes up when you're going for those more senior roles.
Okay.
And the question is, can you describe your experience managing a team of import-export specialists?
Ah, so now we're talking leadership skills.
Yes, exactly. It's not just about knowing how to do the job.
Right.
It's about inspiring and guiding a team.
Right, so you have to be a good leader.
Exactly. So the interviewer is looking for evidence of your leadership style, your ability to motivate and develop team members, and your track record of building a cohesive and high-performing unit.
Okay, so what kind of examples should we be giving to showcase that leadership?
So you want to think about specific instances where you fostered collaboration. Maybe you delegated effectively, provided constructive feedback, or even resolved conflicts within the team.
Oh, those are good.
So you could say something like, did you implement a new training program that enhanced your team's skills?
Oh.
Or did you successfully guide your team through a challenging project and achieve outstanding results?
I like it, and I'm sure RoleCatcher can help analyze those leadership qualities.
Oh, absolutely. It can identify all those keywords related to leadership, teamwork, and communication, and then suggest ways to weave those into your answers.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so moving on to the final question in our deep dive, this one focuses on organization and time management. How do you prioritize competing demands and manage multiple projects simultaneously?
This question, it comes up in a lot of interviews.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense in the fast-paced world of import-export. You're constantly juggling priorities, meeting deadlines, dealing with unexpected issues.
Oh, for sure.
So the interviewer wants to see that you have the systems and strategies to stay organized.
Right, because without that, you're going to drown.
Exactly. So you want to be prepared to describe your approach to time management, prioritization, and organization.
Okay.
Do you use any specific tools or techniques?
Like a to-do list.
Exactly. Maybe it's a project management software, maybe it's a color-coded calendar, or just a meticulously crafted to-do list.
Yeah.
Whatever your system is, be ready to explain it.
So that they know you can handle it.
Exactly.
And I'm sure RoleCatcher can help us articulate those strategies clearly.
It can analyze your response, identify areas for improvement, and even suggest ways to present your organizational skills.
Amazing. Okay, so we have covered a range of interview questions, everything from customs documentation to leadership skills.
It's been quite the deep dive.
It has. And we've also talked about how RoleCatcher can help us tailor our responses.
It's an amazing tool.
But before we wrap up, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the future of this industry.
Sure.
Because things are always changing.
They are.
And one thing that stood out to me in the career guide is the rise of e-commerce.
Oh, yes, that's a big one.
Yeah, it is, because now luxury goods are being bought and sold in a whole different way.
Absolutely. And that has significant implications for import-export specialists.
So how do we prepare for these changing trends?
You have to stay ahead of the curve.
Okay.
So familiarize yourself with the major e-commerce platforms,
Okay.
understand the logistics involved in international online sales,
Right.
and then explore how technology like blockchain is being used to enhance transparency and combat counterfeiting.
So it's not just about knowing the traditional aspects of the job, it's about embracing these new technologies.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. And another trend I noticed in the career guide is sustainability and ethical sourcing.
That's a big one these days.
It is. Consumers are really starting to care where their products are coming from,
They are.
and luxury brands are responding.
Absolutely.
So as an import-export specialist, you'll play a key role in ensuring compliance with ethical sourcing standards.
Definitely.
So how do we show that we're aware of these issues in the interview?
Well, you want to do your research. You want to research the sustainability initiatives of major luxury brands.
Okay.
Familiarize yourself with relevant certifications like the Responsible Jewelry Council or the Forest Stewardship Council, and be prepared to discuss how you would incorporate those sustainability considerations into your work.
So it's all about showing that you are committed to ethical and sustainable practices.
Absolutely. And you know what? RoleCatcher can help with this too.
Of course it can.
Its database has information on sustainability trends, relevant certifications, and industry best practices.
Amazing. So we can use those resources to tailor our responses.
Exactly.
Wow, this is incredible. RoleCatcher really is a comprehensive tool.
It's a very valuable resource.
It is. And speaking of valuable resources, our time for this segment is coming to an end.
Okay.
But before we move on, let's leave our listener with a final thought to ponder.
Okay.
Hit me with it.
Imagine yourself 5 years from now. You're thriving in your role as an import-export specialist in the luxury watch and jewelry industry.
Okay.
What specific skills would you like to have mastered, and what kind of impact would you like to have made?
That's a great question to reflect on. We'll delve deeper into career paths and long-term goals in our final segment.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned for more insights and advice. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. So before the break, we were imagining our future selves, 5 years down the line.
Thriving in the world of luxury imports and exports.
Exactly. So did you picture yourself, negotiating with international suppliers or overseeing those really complex logistics?
It really is exciting to think about all the possibilities.
Yeah, and speaking of possibilities, the career guide highlights a few different avenues you can take.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, it mentions that you can move into management roles.
Oh.
You can specialize in certain areas like customs compliance or logistics,
Oh, that makes sense.
or even, venture into entrepreneurship and start your own consulting firm.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so this role really does equip you with a lot of diverse skills.
You're not just an expert in luxury goods. You're a skilled negotiator.
Right.
You're a logistics whiz, and you're a master of international trade regulations.
Right, so these skills can open a lot of doors.
They really can.
And the career guide also emphasizes the importance of continuous learning.
Of course, always be learning.
Always be learning. So it suggests pursuing certifications,
Okay.
like the Certified International Trade Professional or Certified Customs Specialist.
Those are really valuable.
Yeah, they are. They can really boost your credentials.
And show your commitment to professional development.
Exactly. But it's not all about those formal qualifications.
Right.
It's also about staying up to date with industry trends, attending conferences, and engaging with online resources.
Always do your research.
Always. And RoleCatcher can help with that too.
Yeah. Oh, of course it can.
It offers a ton of information and tools to support your growth.
Really?
They can connect you with relevant industry events, provide insights into those emerging trends, and even help you identify potential mentors or networking opportunities.
So it's like a one-stop shop for career development.
It really is. It's amazing how technology can empower us like that.
It is pretty amazing.
All right, so let's bring it back to the beginning.
Okay.
We talk about, that allure of luxury watches and jewelry.
That sparkle.
Yes, and those intricate global supply
It's
chains.
a whole journey.
And just that satisfaction of orchestrating it all.
It is very satisfying.
It is. So now I want you to really visualize yourself in this role.
Okay.
What kind of luxury timepieces or jewelry would you be most passionate about working with?
That's a good question.
Yeah, what unique skills and experiences would you bring to the table?
So it's about finding that intersection between your passion and your professional ambition.
Exactly. And don't forget, RoleCatcher is there to help
Always.
every step of the way.
Yeah.
From tailoring your CV to practicing those interview responses.
It's like having a personal career coach.
It really is. So whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out,
Yeah.
we encourage you to explore this world.
The world of luxury watches and jewelry.
It's challenging, it's rewarding, it's constantly evolving,
It really is.
but it's full of opportunities for those who are, passionate, driven, and committed to learning.
So if that sounds like you dive in.
Dive in. We hope this deep dive has given you the insights and inspiration to take that next step.
Best of luck on your journey.
And remember, the world of luxury watches and jewelry is just a deep dive away.